Once again, thank you very much for connecting to the demo. You're all welcome to our master session for Robotic Process Automation Business Analyst and Solution Architect training. So, what you're going to learn with this 1 hour master session, you're able to understand at high level what is RPA, because at this stage we are attending as a business analyst or solution architect. You could be a RPA already into RPA. You might be knowing about RPA, or you might be familiar with any one of the RPA tools. So at high level, I will explain you what is RPA, what is the process. You will understand what exactly RPA, Business Analyst and Solution Architect training, how to choose the RPA vendor, at high level RPA life cycle, and what are all different responsibilities as a business analyst and solution architect throughout the RPA life cycle. At high level, we are going to see, and what are the different documents, different checklists we need to take in care during your role in the discovery and solution design, and roles and responsibilities as a BA and solution architect throughout the life cycle. The stage you are going to understand during this 1 hour at high level, and very elaborated, and each and every stage, everything we are going to see in the training is going to start in next week. We are going to explain. I'm going to explain at the end. Okay. Then who is this for? To whom this for? This demo or master session, free demo master session, and then paid training going to start next week. This is for who? Okay. If you are a senior executive, you want to discuss with the client, and when discussing with client, you should process command on RPA and dictate or direct the client. Or if you want to discuss with your internal teams, if you want to command over your teams on RPA, then this demo and master session is for you. This demo and paid training is for you. If you are a business analyst or business manager working for delivery of non-RPA projects, then this demo and paid training is for you. If you are a process analyst or process manager, process owner, and you want to upgrade to latest technologies and work for RPA, then this demo and training is for you. Your architect working as a designing for non-RPA projects, and you want to work for RPA projects, then this demo and the training is for you. Or in IT professional, are you already working in RPA or non-RPA? If you are working on non-RPA and you're the senior guy, like you could be a project manager, you could be a delivery manager, you could be a architect, already you could be a business analyst for non-RPA projects, then this demo and training is for you. You're already IT professional, you're already in working in RPA as a developer, and you want to upgrade to yourself to RPA business analyst or solution architect, then this training, this demo and training is for you. Okay. Yeah. Then can you please let me know, can you chart me who you are, which category you are belongs to, so that we'll come to an idea. Are you able to hear me perfectly now? Yeah. Can you please ping me what you are? You are the manager or RPA analyst or architect or IT professional. What you are? You belongs to which category of these areas? Senior executive, freshers. Yeah, you can attend, but generally it's not for freshers. We can attend to get the knowledge and to understand. Can you please others also ping here? Somebody pinging to only me. You can ping everyone or however you want to, you can ping. You can ping them by the time we will start. Okay, let me start with famous quotation. That is, RPA, robotic process automation, is a gateway to digital transformation. What is digital transformation? Digital transformation is a process of transforming human workforce to virtual workforce. Again, what is human workforce? What is virtual workforce? How this improves customer experience? How it transforms operational efficiency? How it changes business process? All those things you are going to understand. Check the messages. All the things you are going to understand. Let me introduce myself. Yeah, before that, every good construction starts with a good foundation. It requires careful planning, preparing, designing, building, testing, and sustaining. Okay, these are the important seeds for everyone to grow in their life, in their technology. Okay, yeah. Then let me introduce myself. I'm Srinivas, having 19 plus years of experience in IT industry. Just a moment. Just a moment. Yes, few members sending some messages. They're not able to connect. Yeah, sorry for this. Yeah. I'm Srinivas, having total 19 plus years of experience in IT industry, over 10 plus years of experience in architect. During architect dinner, I worked as a solution architect, technical architect. Even I worked for SY and microservice architecture as well. Last 6.5 years, I've been into automation, expert on designing, defining, implementing, and delivering end-to-end RPA solutions. Expert on defining complete automation ecosystem by using RPA, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cognitive solution, cloud, IoT, analytics, complete enterprise framework. Expert, and by using all the respective teams, I build complete ecosystem. And with this 19 plus years of experience, 2.5 years back, I came out from my last company and established my own companies, Future Tech Solutions and ROBO Consulting Services Private Limited. Through Future Tech Solutions, we have been providing end-to-end digital marketing automation solution. Through ROBO Consulting Services, we have been providing end-to-end digital transformation solutions. Just let me introduce about my company and my service in few slides. 2-3 minutes. Just then we'll start. Okay. And as a ROBO consulting services, with respect to artificial intelligence, we have been providing cognitive services, computer vision solutions, NLP solutions, bot solutions, automation ecosystem. With respect to robotic process automation, we expert and establish RPA Center of Excellence, RPA Consulting, RPA, we have effort with end-to-end RPA solutions, RPA Consulting services as well, and Blue Prism UiPath RPA training also we have been providing as part of our phase 1. Coming to exclusive consulting services, we have been providing RPA consulting services, architecture consulting services, cloud consulting services, HRD consulting. Exclusive to RPA consulting services, RPA consulting, RPA Center of Excellence establishment, RPA discovery, RPA solution design, RPA implementation, RPA infra setup. Apart with the end-to-end RPA solution, we also providing RPA lifecycle phases of consulting services. Why we have been providing one or two or any of you or all of the RPA lifecycle phases of consulting services. because in India, so many companies have capability to get RPA projects, but their budget may not support to hire RPA business analyst or RPA and RPA solution architect. These two roles are very, very vital in the initial stages in this current solution design, where business analyst and solution architect should do the discovery phase and do diligence on process and identify various stages and automation opportunity and do everything you have to do, and they give the presentation to the client. Okay, then only client will give the sign up. Once we get the sign up, then only we can start implementing the RPA. Otherwise, we can't get the payment from the client, which are very, very important. So in order to cater them, we can provide RPA discovery and solution design phases as a consulting services. And one more important thing, I am not the trainer by profession. My company is not the training company. My company is IT software services service provider. I am the 19 plus years of IT expert and started my own startup. RPA solution, RPA developer, RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect trainings we have been providing because of the market compulsion. Okay, that's the important thing you should please. Now we also provide RPA solution architect, RPA as part of architecture consulting services, solution architecture, microservice architecture, application design, component design, high-level design, low-level design, architecture review, and development review. These also we have been providing as architecture consulting services. Okay, now why? What and why RPA business analyst and solution architect training? Okay, one important thing we should remember, nowadays companies expecting techno-functional expert, techno-functional specialist, because in order to kickstart the RPA project, similar to the normal non-RPA project, RPA also having its own life cycle. We are going to see later. First, initial discovery and solution design phases performed by business analyst role, business solution architect role. Please keep in mind, business analyst role and solution architect role. These two might be two different persons or same person. And for example, based on the budget, based on the company, based on the client requirement, business dedicated RPA business analyst, dedicated RPA solution architect, these two work together and complete discovery and solution design phase, and then RPA developer coming to picture that implementation phase. But most of the companies expecting business analyst and solution architect same role as a techno-functional specialist. There are so many reasons. Not only budget, of course, one of the reasons is budget. They want to stay on the budget. One more important thing is, first business analyst interact with the process owner and get the requirement, do the diligence, and do the initial process assessment, identify the automation opportunity by doing so many things that we discuss on the training which is going to start next week. We will do all these things, and then these documents you hand over to the next phase. There's the solution design, where RPA solution architect should take care of the design. In this case, again, solution architect should interact with the RPA business analyst and also business process owner to get additional details to do the design. In this case, business process owner or business owner explaining to the business analyst, and again business analyst explain to the solution architect. Again, solution architect carry this to the development team with respect to technical. Business analyst carry this to the development team with respect to functional. In this case here, as the roles are different, teams are different, the persons are different, there are so much gap on understanding. When carrying one state to another state, there are so many requirements missing. so much understanding missing. For example, business owner or process owner itself, instead of 10 points, he might be giving 7 or 8 points. Those 7 or 8 points, business analyst taking, and those 7 out of 7 or 8 points, he might be getting only 5 or 6 points. Out of 5 or 6 points, 1 or 2 points, he might be understanding differently. And same thing he tried to carry to solution architect and development team. And again, 2 or 3 points missing, and other 1 or 2 points coming in different way. At the end, when going to the UAT, client saying, I said something, you delivering something, I'm rejecting. So in order to avoid all these problems, make sure there's a sync up among all the roles. They are expecting techno-functional specialist or expert. The person who can do business analyst role in order to complete discovery phase, and also should process solution architect role and complete solution design and carry the data or documents and give the presentation to the client and get the sign off and take care of the implementation phase as well. So it all should be smooth. And even some companies expecting developer will take care of, senior developer will take care of all those things. Business analyst role, solution architect role, design role, and also developer role. All those things they're expecting. Because some companies, when project comes, one process they will assign to the senior developer, they will ask to take care of end-to-end. He has to take care. He may or may not expert on business analyst or solution architect. He could be excellent, perfect in development. He is perfect in development. It doesn't mean that he is excellent or very good on business analyst or solution architect, but he was asked to do those things as well, which leads to failure of the projects. Of course, not every case, most of the cases. Okay. In order to avoid all these problems, mostly they are expecting the research can carry multiple roles. There's the techno-functional expertise. That's why I'm starting this one. We are also providing RPA business analyst training, RPA solution architect training, and RPA business analyst and solution architect training also. Okay. However, as per the requirement, we will be provided. But most of the, based on the discussion, based on the requirement, based on the my past experience, I'm preferring RPA business analyst and solution architect as a techno-functional specialist. That's why we are providing RPA business analyst and solution architect training together, so that he can be very good deliver. He can deliver very good. We can avoid missings. Okay. Yeah. Then what is RPA? At high level, if we can able to mimic we will be able to divide the terminology, robotic process automation. Robotic is an entity or software snippet which mimic the human action. Means how physical employee working in an organization, similarly this bot also going to work on. That's called robot. What is process? Process is a sequence of steps having definite start and definite end in order to transform input to the output. There are so many activities, so many sub-process, so many steps from start to end. All together is a process. It's having definite start and definite end. In between, there are so many activities we are going to see in further. Okay. What is automation? Any process which is done by a robot without human intervention. If we can able to sum up all these things, mimicking human action to perform sequence of steps which lead to a meaningful activity without any human intervention is called as robotic process automation. What exactly it means? As a human employee, physical employee, or FTE, full-time employee, in the RPA terminology, we call him as FTE, full-time employee. A full-time employee, how he is working in a process, what's also going to work similar to the physical employee. That's the overall underlying definition for RPA. Here, few things I would like to let you know. Here we are talking about what, or we are talking about a robot, both are same, but this is not physical bot. It's not a physical bot, it's a virtual bot. And also this virtual bot, we call it as an employee also, but not physical employee, it's a virtual employee. One more important thing, when we deploy physical employee in an organization, on his date of joining, how admin team arrange a system in the network and how they're going to create Active Directory credentials to log into the system, and the physical employee will assign to the one manager. Then according to the manager, the physical employee going to work on, right? Similarly, when we implement RPA on digital transformation, on deployment of the bot is nothing but hiring an employee. Which is the difference is, instead of hiring physical employee, they are hiring a virtual employee, nothing but bot. And when deploying bot, nothing but onboarding physical employee. How we are doing process for the onboarding of physical employee, onboarding of the bot also similar to the hiring or onboarding. And how we are arranging system in the network for the physical employee. For the bots also required system in the network. Bots also required credentials. Only difference is, in case of physical employee, in front of the system, we can able to see physical employee. In case of bots, in front of the system, we can't see physically the bot, because the bot is not the physical bot, it is a virtual bot. Nothing but virtual employee. We deploy bot inside the system. That is all the difference. Okay. And how manager going to explain to the physical employee what he's supposed to do? Can he explain same orally to the bot as well? No, he can't explain. That's where we are coming to picture. RPA developer, RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect coming to picture. As a how manager going to explain to the physical employee? Same manager can't explain same to the physical bot. He go as a RPA developer. He is taking that manager role to explain that to the bot in terms of by developing RPA, by developing project or process and bot. Bot all are same terminology. Don't confuse with the terminology. RPA developer going to develop a project or process or bot. Don't confuse with the terminology. And hand over to the bot. Bot going to execute that process. It is nothing but he is giving instructions to the bot in terms of process by developing using the studio, and those instructions he asked to execute sequentially, so that how, for example, as a physical employee, how he is going to work on, for example, day-to-day activities. He is going to work on opening the system, opening the mail, downloading the attachments. What are the data, submitting the data, data entry, or sending the mail. In the day-to-day, as a physical employee, what is going to do? Same thing, same instructions as the RPA developer is going to develop those instructions and given to the bot going to execute. In order to develop those instructions, develop those process, the RPA developer required some high-level design, understanding of the process. Then as RPA business analyst or as RPA solution architect, you are contracting with the client and interacting with the client. Okay, sorry for some disturbance. So, as a business analyst and solution architect, interact with the business owner, process owner, and identifying how we can give the instructions, how process can be developed, how project can be developed, all those things. You're going to prepare the documentation, and the documentation carry to the developer, and developer as RPA developer going to develop RPA. Then that as a handover to the other assigned to the bot going to execute. To do all these things, RPA developer, RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect required. Whether these three different resources or single person, but those three roles very important. Okay, yeah. Then what exactly it does? What is the digital business model? RPA is a new digital business model which focuses on digital optimization. Means in the process, how process can be optimized from physical implementation to the virtual or digital implementation. Digitizing manual efforts, manual work. Indirectly, not indirectly, at a bottom line, at high level, we can say at the end, we can say how physical employee working stream done by bot as well. Okay, that's nothing but digital business model. What exactly bots can do? Bot can work continuously. Those can process the data in structured format by using AI enhanced capabilities. Those can perform tasks and process with high accuracy outcome. We can schedule the bot to work or on demand also we can get it completed. Those can interact with any kind of user interface and submit the data, get the data. Overall, it can do how human employees working on. And these are the few of the benefits, not all. Cost saving, productivity gain, business agility, quality improvement, compliance, customer satisfaction, flexibility, so other things also. But here, as a RPA business analyst or solution architect, you should remember one thing before completing the design, because when our company giving planning for RPA implementation, their objectives may not be all the benefits. Their objective might be few. We should understand, because when we go to the client to do the due diligence as a discovery as a part of discovery phase, we will in non-RPA, we call it as the requirement gathering. But in RPA, we call it as a discovery phase. Can anyone guess why we don't call it as a requirement gathering? Why we call it as a discovery phase? Any guess, any answer?
Because we are not sure about the requirement. We are just trying to explore and get some kind of clarity on it.
Any other answers? Okay, somewhat. Any other answers? Yeah. Generally, for non-RPA project, we call it as a requirement gathering, because the business, as a business analyst, going to the client to take the requirement to build the system. For RPA, again, same business analyst, not non-RPA business analyst, RPA business analyst going to the client for the taking the requirement, not to build the system. Already system built, to enhance the system, to optimize the system, to enhance the experience, to improve the quality, to improve the compliance, to save the cost, to increase the productivity, to reduce the human intervention, to reduce the human errors, to reduce the cost of the productivity. Okay, for implementing this, as the RPA business analyst or solution architect, we should understand the process. We should identify the applications, what are all the applications involving, what are all the business different resources working on, who are all the different teams working on, different departments working on, and how the data is flowing from one action to one step to another step, in order to complete the entire process. What are the problems they are facing? What are the results they are getting? All those things we have to study. Then only we can provide the to-be solution. To-be solution means after implementation of RPA, how the process could be after implementation of RPA. How we have saved the FTE, how we have increased the productivity, how we have reduced the cost, how we have reduced the errors, all those things we should show. That we should show in initial itself, during discovery phase itself. And in order to provide the to-be solution, you should not plan your design or the implementation not with respect to all these benefits. We should know what the client expectation. He might be saying, I want to reduce the cost. I list whether how much is per transaction. I'm now current in the manual. It is getting huge cost. I want to reduce the cost. That is only my objective. But some clients might be saying, I least bother about the cost, but I want to now we are able to complete only 500 transactions. We want to complete 2,000 transactions or 4,000 transactions, or next year it could be 5,000 transactions. I least bother about the amount. Some person saying each transaction taking 5 minutes or 12 minutes. I want it to be completed in two minutes or for 15 seconds or 20 seconds. Every client having their own objective in order to implement RPA. We should understand their requirement, their what their expectation. Their expectations might be one, all, or few, or only one or two. And our solution should be matched to their expectation. And as a business analyst and solution architect, missing that and giving the solution with all those things. For example, is wanted for the cost saving. Out of 10, he is expecting 1. By expecting suppressing 1, we are providing 9. When we go for the UAT, he rejects because I want cost saving. By seeing this one, I don't see any of the cost saving. I don't want. So it should not be surprise during the UAT. It should discovery phase itself. As a business analyst and solution architect, you should know what the client expectation, what the current client landscape, what the client future expectation. So how we can turn current situation, current process, current problem, and turn to his expectation, and so that we can through using RPA, then then we can meet the client expectation. Okay, that's a very, very important. You should know and you should take care. Okay, there are so many things in order to go to the client for discovery and solution design phase. We will explain more in the training. What are the documents required, how to do the diligence, how to identify what are the applications in, what are the different departments, what are the different resources working, everything I will explain elaborately in depth with the templates and documents with example. Okay, now how we can choose the RPA vendor? Because when we implement RPA, we have to use one tool, either example UiPath, Blue Prism, automation. There are so many 25 to 30 vendors in the market. How we can choose which vendor? We have to choose. As a business analyst and solution architect, it is your responsibility to finalize the tool. And also, before finalizing, few things you should remember, you should mind. Already, client having any commitment with the vendor, he is insisting we should use UiPath as we have already we have tie-up. Otherwise, if he is insisting, then we should use that. No question, we should not reject. We should use that. But some cases they don't know. He will tell you, you tell me what tool you wanted. I will take the license for that. In that case, there are certain things you should take care. Before identifying, you should not take the tool. You should not decide the tool based on your expertise. Because, for example, you are expert in UiPath. As you are expert in UiPath or Blue Prism, you should not recommend that tool. As your company having Blue Prism team or UiPath team, you should not recommend that. The recommendation of the tool should not based on your expertise or should not based on the teams what you are having in your company. It should be based on complexity of the process. It should be based on how we can ease the process to simplify and reach the client expectation. To do that one, what are the features of RPA will helpful in order to solve these problems? With respect to that, you should do the trade-off. These are the problems at vendor side. Sorry, with respect to process, these are the applications involving. These are the complex problem. This is the complexity based on this one. These can be achieved only these tools because these tools having that features very good. This features very good with respect to that one trade-off and you should recommend. And also, there are some other things also you should take care apart with what kind of complexity of the process. Very important things you should know. This is the additional RPA vendor. What kind of native integrations is going to provide? What kind of analytics is providing? How short running or long running workflows can be handled? What kind of AI skills we can implement? What kind of ML skills we can implement? Because when we providing solutions in RPA, certain complex process, we may are off solutions with respect to RPA. In order to provide full solution for that, we can implement artificial intelligence ML models. We can use third-party plugins, third-party APIs, and implement here. For that, RPA vendor the vendor who is providing RPA tool should provide the facility as well. We should take care of those facilities as well. How the vendor providing what kind of features apart with the current process, current complexity. These all things you should be taking care before deciding tool. These are all the trade-off you should take with respect to all the tool and map these requirements, map these features to the process requirement and then give the rating and then finally decide and explain to the client, this is the tool I'm recommending because of these are the problems you are having. These tool will give perfect solution. Okay, that way we should decide the tool, what we are going to decide. Unless client having constraint that this tool we are finalized, but we should not decide based on our side, based on the expertise, or based on the teams we have in. And one of the important thing in the RPA Center of Excellency. Okay, what is Center of Excellency? Because as a enterprise, they might be having hundreds of departments. Everybody wants to implement RPA. As a RPA solution provider company, you might be having tens of hundreds of clients and providing RPA solutions. In this case, what are the different teams providing RPA solution to different clients? Can they define all the standards for the client themselves? Then can they decide methodology? What are the templates? What are the POCs? That seems like redundant of work and it will miss the best practices and it will miss the uniformity. In order to avoid this duplicate work, companies wanted to have Center of Excellency where all these process defined, all these methods defined, all the standards defined, all the templates defined. I'm going to implement these in across. Okay, then there the Center of Excellency plays a vital role. And what we do as part of Center of Excellency, we are going to define high-level vision and mission, and we define the guideline. What kind of infra setup we can provide with respect to the vendor? What are the project governances? how to define workflow, what kind of quality measures we should take care, what are the best practices we should, how we can maintain the knowledge, what kind of skills required specific to the client with respect to the tools and technologies, what kind of security mechanism we can implement. This all should be defined as a best practice and as a center of part of center of excellency. And whoever wanted to implement those can take these learnings and these templates and this knowledge directly they can implement. So that lot of time, efforts, and money saving. Okay. Yeah. And there are so many other things as well we can discuss elaborately one session in Center of Excellency in the training. Okay. Here. Now, how to implement RPA? At high level, what the RPA life cycle? What are the different roles and responsibilities? As a solution architect, business analyst, where are all you have to involve? Is your role ends in the during the study after discovering solution design, or your role ends, or is it continues? So all those things we are going to discuss in RPA life cycle at high level. And also in each phase, what are the different roles and responsibilities as a business analyst and solution architect. And one important thing, I'm going to explain at high level in this 1 hour demo. Everything going to explain elaborately in the training. Okay, this is demo 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes demo. What I'm going to give just to taste you about the training. This is the master session I'm taking. Don't expect everything here and conclude that only small thing was explained. This is not the training, this is not the enter, this is the 2 hours just tasting you what could be the actual, then this is the starter, not the main course. Okay, please mind that. Okay, similar to RPA, non-RPA life cycle, now it's having a different life cycle phases. RPA also having its own life cycle: discovery, solution design, implementation, creative deployment, and execution. At high level, we will see what are each phases and what are different activities, who are the roles and responsibilities required. In the discovery, RPA business analyst takes a vital role in order to do the initial process assessment and identify automation opportunity assessment and entitlement study and tech feasibility to identify the technology to use, entitlement study to get the required details and define the matrix, and finally prepare business case and give the presentation to the client and get the sign off. And that was done by RPA business analyst role. Okay, having 5 to 15 years of experience, understanding the client landscape, preparing the documentation, we can upgrade to RPA and become RPA business analyst. Okay, and then what the business case presentation you have given, get the sign up. During here you are preparing PDD, process design document as well, which is input to the next page, that is solution design page. In the solution design page, RPA solution architect role plays a vital role in order to identify, understand, define, design what is as is process, and prepare to be processed, documentation, PDD and SDD by interacting with the business analyst and the process owner, and effort estimation, and you will do the cost estimation, trade of the tools, what are the different environments, what could be the development environment, what could be the testing environment, what could be the production environment, how this can be, everything he will document. And this documentation, one side should be shown to the client for getting the sign off, and SDD is the low level for the developer. By seeing that document, developer can able to develop the process by seeing that. That should contain everything, what kind of exception handling, what kind of logging mechanism, what kind of configuration management, what kind of data flow mechanism, what kind of security mechanism, everything should be documented by the solution architect during solution design phase. Then, if that is done, then these are being put to the next phase. Then solution design, implementation. During implementation, RPA developer and RPA tester have vital role in order to complete the development, in order to complete the project, or in order to complete the process, or in order to complete the but all of the same. Don't confuse. Here, what are the best practices coding standards defined during discovery and solution design phase by the solution architect? Those should be implemented. What the configuration management tool defined should be used, and unit testing and code review has to happen. And finally, bot should be developed. Once bot is developed, they should prepare DSD. There's a development specification document. After that implementation, that should be prepared by the developer. It's not prepared by solution architect or business analyst, but they should be reviewed by solution architect. That's very, very important. Mind. Okay. What is developed by developer? Here, only developer and tester. What the role of business analyst and solution architect? Here, business analyst should carry all the KT what he has taken and should walk through all the applications, entire process end-to-end with keystroke level to the development team with respect to functionality. Solution architect should carry technical specification, how to develop, what to develop, what are the things that need to be taken care. With respect to technical point of view, so solution architect role, with respect to functional, business analyst role, are the vital here in order to complete the development by the developer and complete the testing by the tester. These two roles required, those two roles, developers and testers required, business analyst and solution architect, KT, with respect to functional and with respect to technical. Once they develop that, it will carry to next process of the UAT. Here, delivery team plays a vital role, and here they will everything they what the bot developed in implementation phase, they will present to the client and get the sign off. During this, what is the solution architect and business analyst role? Very, very important thing you should mind during UAT. Clients are saying so many things. This was not there, that was not there, this functionality missing, that functionality missing. What are the functionality missing? We should do and implement. But before that, can we accept what it is what is telling? And as a business analyst, it is your responsibility to make sure what is telling, what the missing requirement, misunderstanding, whether process owner explained, business analyst missed it. Otherwise, business analyst captured, and that was missed at the developer level. Is that the missing requirement? If that's the case, we should accept and develop without any external efforts and additional cost. Otherwise, there are so many cases during UAT, clients come up with new things, new additional functionality. They will ask that to be incorporated, but we should not accept that. If we accept that the new things, we need to development efforts required, and that should be developed already completed process. We don't know how it is impact. As a business analyst, you should be able to restrict the client that you can be able to define what he has said. It is not the gap, it is not the missing functionality, it is the new requirement. This we can consider only with the additional efforts. We will give additional estimation. If we approve that estimation, we can take up. If we not able to prove that it has a new requirement, then you have to accept. If you accept, you have to develop. If you accept and develop, client won't give any additional efforts or additional budget. Within budget, within time, you have to complete. So, and also after implementation, if you don't do the impact analysis where it is impacting, then again there's the additional efforts you need to take care. So, this is very, very important as a business analyst. You have to restrict, you have to filter the requirements or features what they are telling, and be able to classify whether is a missing functionality or the new functionality. If you're not able to do that, it leads to a overrunning budget, overrunning time. Okay, very, very important. Even client has agreed that it's the new functionality. You should not give only the efforts for the development of that functionality. You should also do the impact analysis. If we implement that within the process in middle, and what kind of impact, what other things that need to be make sure working fine, you should consider that efforts also and include those efforts also in this new feature efforts and give and get the approval. If you miss that one, again that leads to project failure or overrunning budget or overrunning schedule. Okay, that purely depends on RPA business analyst role capability. If you are incapable, then these are all the missing points. These are the problems the service provider, solution provider will face, and that leads to the loss making project. Once this is done, then deployment coming to picture. During deployment, IT team plays a vital role, and here the deployment as a solution architect, you should define what a role need to be configured, what could be the production environment, what could be the operational management activities, what the configuration management should be implemented, how logging mechanism, what kind of tools and technologies we are using, we should configure in the production so that we can take reports and do the analytics perfectly. All those things solution architect should define. As a solution architect, you may not to do all these things. You should define, respective teams will do. You don't need to come and deploy configuration management tool or reporting tools. You don't need to do. If you can able to do, then well and good. Otherwise, it's not. You should define. At least we are using so configuration tool that should be there for the CD and CM, and we are using logging. For logging, we are using this mechanism that should be configured, and the input and output files are there. That FTP server should be configured. All those kind of things, operational management related, should be defined and make sure those were in place. Once everything is done, deployed, configured, then this is ready for the production. Then the execution. In this execution, operations team and support team have the vital role. And here again, as a business solution and solution architect, you have to make sure, because at this scenario, at this position, execution position, as a developer, you are not coming to picture. Only operations team should take care. And operations teams may not be techies. They are the functional guys. As they are functional guys, they don't know what is process, what is what, everything. But you should define the process in such a way the operations team can able to start the bot. They can able to stop the bot. They can able to identify where if any errors coming, where to do the where to check the logging, where to provide the input files, where to take the output files, and all those things operations team can able to do. And that kind of operational management documentation you should define. And wherever there is a manual intervention, how to take off from one stage to another stage, if there is any bot to human to bot, how the takeoff will take care. But all things should be part of the operational management documentation that should be presented and educated to the operations team. With that, rollout of the RPA project completes. Starting from RPA solution, RPA discovery, RPA solution design, RPA implementation, UAT, deployment and execution. These are the 6 phases. With this, we can roll out the project and deploy the bots in the production enterprise. During the 6 phases, we required RPA business analyst, RPA solution architect, RPA developer, RPA tester, RPA project manager, RPA delivery managers, RPA implementation managers, the RPA admin team, RPA support team, RPA operations team. These are all the roles and responsibilities required. And all these 6 phases, as a business analyst and solution architect, your role is there. Your role never ends in the discovery solution design phase. Especially business analyst role will be carried out till end. Okay. So these are the different roles and responsibilities. We are going to discuss elaborately each phase, each role, what are all the things, how to define PDD, how to define SDD, how to define what is the part of the PD, what the part of SDD. I'm going to explain everything, what are the different templates, and also I'm going to give you all the template, all the documents you require in order to work in this area as a business analyst and solution architect during the training, so that directly you can use those templates and fill the details. And one more important thing I can assure you, if you do this 30 days training perfectly without visiting client place, unless it is complex and client insists, without visiting client place, without visiting process, you can take all the requirements and design all the documents, define and design all the documents, and complete the development and deploy. You can do without visiting the client place. That kind of expertise you will get as a RPA business analyst and solution architect. You can do that sitting in your provider company as a software development company. Okay, at high level, I'm showing you well because you're doing some discovery solution design phase there. What you're going to there, what the outcomes. This is the outcome. You are able to. You should understand what is Agile process. What are the different departments working on? What are the different teams? What are the different applications involving? What are the different activities? What is the average handling time in each of the activity? And what the average handling time of the total activity? What are the number of FTEs working? What could be the average daily volume? What could be the peak? Is there any peak volume at the start of the day, start of end of the day, or start of the week, or end of the week, or start of the month, end of the month? Because some companies having peak peak use volume peak time, those you should identify. So that because when there's a low volume, there you can reduce the number of bots to be running. Then you can increase the bots when there's a high volume of. And also you should know what the error rate currently is. And you should identify complexity, whether it's a medium, small, it is a medium, complex, high, medium, complex. You should identify, and you should do the effort estimation, and all those things you are going to learn how to identify complexity of the process, how to identify efforts estimation based on the requirement, and what would be the efforts for discovery and solution design phase, and the implementation, how you can cost to the client. All those things you are going to learn during our 30 days training going to start next week. Okay, this is the Agile process matrix. We should take care. This is the 2B process. In the 2B process matrix, all those things you should capture. This is the 2B process matrix means Agile process matrix means what are the current condition before implementation of RPA. This 2B matrix means what are the current conditions after the implementation of RPA, how the situation changed, how it is mapped to the client expectation. All those things you are going to learn during our training. And also we need to have different documents. We require process design document, solution design document, and process design document contains Agile process, 2B process, and what are other parts of the documentation of the PDD, what are the different parts of the SDD, who will get the, how we will get the data, where we will get the data, who will fill that data. In the PDD we have different sections, SDD we have the different sections, who will fill, business analyst or solution architect, how that can be filled, where to get that data, to whom we have to contact to get that data, so that this data will be filled, how to prepare business case, how we can convince the client that on implementation of RPA, how process is improving, how return of investment is increasing, our cost is reducing, how productivity increases, how errors are reducing, how number of employees reducing. All those things you should show case in the form of business case and present to the client and take the sign up. All those formats also I'm going to give directly. You can implement by changing your data. That kind of documentation, that kind of checklists I'm going to give, you can use directly. Not now. Those are the once you come for the paid training, that's going to start next week for the 30 days. There I'm going to give. Even I'm going to explain one end-to-end process with the complete data, how to fill that, how to get that effectively. And also I'm going to explain what are all the possible problems you might be commit, how to avoid that. What are all the steps we have taken wrong, which lead to a project failure, that we will take care. How we can make sure what are the requirements we have taken during discovery, solution design, and same thing to be presenting to the client during UAT. How you can make sure same thing is going, no missing, no, no, there were no gaps in the requirement. So how can we make sure, and also how we can filter the requirement, new functionality during UAT, how we can reject as a new requirement, how we can should accept as a missing, how to classify that one. All those things you are going to learn during our business analyst solution architect training going to start next week for the 30 hours or 30 days. Okay, these are the different business analyst roles and responsibilities. These are some big part skills for the business analyst we are going to discuss later. And these are few of the challenges business analyst and solution architect has to take care. And these are the important roles and responsibilities of solution architect. Okay. As a ROBO consulting services, we expert on providing RPA solution architect training. RPA process architect. RPA process architect is nothing but business analyst only. Normal project, we call it as a business analyst. With respect to RPA, we call him as a process architect. Don't confuse process architect or business analyst, both are same. We expert on providing these trainings as well. Okay, we expert on provide classroom trainings. We are providing classroom trainings, online trainings, and corporate training. This is RPA business analyst and solution architect online training for 30 hours or 30 days. It's going to start next week. Okay, and if anybody interested to attend the training, you should pay 5,000 and reserve, confirm your attendance. Then within 1 week after the start of the project, you should pay remaining amount. Within 4 or 5 days, if you feel you're not happy, it's not up to remark, you can request for refund of your advance. Okay, that's the kind of insurance we can give. Yeah, I have done my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. We can discuss and then stop for the day. If you have any question, and next week the training is going to start. And anybody interested, I will share my Google Pay number. You can transfer 5,000 and confirm your presence. And once within weekdays after the start of the training, which is going to start next week, you have to pay remaining amount. Oh, no questions? Yeah, if no questions, we can talk for the day. Thank you very much for your attendance. Yeah, I will share the feedback link. You please provide the feedback on the training you demo you attended, and you can connect to me directly, and you can discuss if you have any question and plan for the paid training going to start next week. Okay, bye. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.